End of a demonstration that started at Nubian Square in Roxbury, and the marchers then made their way to the State House. At their highest number, there were thousands of demonstrators, I'm sure. We don't have an exact figure yet. And then as they began to leave the State House, this is what happened, what you're looking at right now. Again, doesn't say that altogether the protests were this way. Matter of fact, many folks have gone home. There you're seeing some tear gas canisters begin to be shot by police to move the crowd back in that area. And there you see a demonstrator throwing it back. I think on the left-hand side of your screen there, you probably see the police forming a skirmish line where they probably intend to try to march forward. And again, you're seeing the tear gas canisters begin to go down the street there. This is the situation that, of course, you had feared when you saw all of those demonstrations across the country last night, turning violent in every city, just about. Philadelphia, New York, Washington, Atlanta, all the way out to Las Vegas and Los Angeles, forcing curfews in many cities and also prompting many governors in states to call in the National Guard. We have with us right now Ed Davis, the former Boston Police Commissioner, also a WBZ Security Analyst. And Ed, you're looking at the same picture as I am, and tell me your thoughts as you see this right now. We see an officer then moving in on someone who had just taken a tear gas canister and throwing other objects at police. This is the kind of thing you fear when you're commanding a police force, correct?
Oh, there's no question. This is the aftermath of a terrible situation. But what we're seeing here is that other people are suffering now. Store owners, innocent bystanders, people who are in uniform who are trying to facilitate the protest and make sure no one gets hurt, and they become targets. So this is the worst case scenario. There is some good news, though, in that this is happening after the large crowd has broken up, and the fewer people that you have to deal with, the better off you are. So if this had happened in Dudley Square, in the Nubian Square, or at the State House, those were two locations where there were thousands of people. This is in the hundreds. It's a little easier to handle.
What's the strategy now there, Ed? Are they they're trying to get in and get to the folks who are inciting it in large part?
Yes, that's exactly it. It's great to stand off, and it's great to have soft uniforms and let people protest and get their thoughts out. But when you get these attacks on businesses, looting that's starting to occur, when you get fires, arson starts to become a problem. We've seen that in Boston in the past. You really have to move forward, because if you back off and you say, we don't want to use any force here, we don't want to arrest anybody, let's just let them go, then you start to lose large segments of the city, and more people who would normally just be bystanders become involved in this. So it's a real balancing act for the police.
So if you back off, you encourage those who might otherwise not be inclined to be violent. They're going to jump in if you give them too much slack. That's
my take on it, and it's what we've seen over and over again in cities that decided to sort of let them vent, so to speak. And if you just completely allow anything to happen without any intervention, it's a recipe for disaster, in my estimation. Mm-hmm.